and be part of Orange County history.
Now I'd like to invite my Vice Chair, Foley, from the 5th District to lead us in Pledge of Allegiance. Vice Chair Foley.
Please stand if you're able and join me in saluting the flag of freedom, liberty, innovation, and justice. Please say with me, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Now we're looking for a class of 2025 photo. So we'd ask that all Hall of Fame inductees or your representative come forward for a photo of the 2025 class of Orange County Hall of Fame. Take a picture behind me in front of the Hall of Fame backdrop. So if you all please come up and we'll position you. We have a photographer. You may need a ladder. As our inductees return to their seats, I'd like to provide a little background about the Orange County Hall of Fame. Orange County is known for its nationally ranked universities, professional sports teams, innovative community design, world-class beaches and open space, amazing tourist destinations, and a thriving business community. And of course, its medical resources and medical care, or health care, is exceptional. all made possible by the people in this community. Orange County has been home to renowned scientists, actors, musicians, philanthropists, engineers, builders, athletes, soldiers, civic leaders, educators, change makers of every sort, dreamers, innovations, inventors, and many more recognized, decorated individuals. The Orange County Hall of Fame was established to honor the world-changing contribution from those leaders across the categories of achievement, of 5 categories of achievement: music, art and entertainment, sports, business, philanthropy, and civics. To be nominated, a person must have a minimum of 10 years as a resident or business in Orange County, or have a major life experience in Orange County, such as a birth or school graduation, or won a major award while living in Orange County, such as winning an Oscar or a major sports championship, or be a civic leader from within Orange County. Each year, the Board of Supervisors selects up to 10 outstanding individuals to be inducted into the Orange County Hall of Fame. A public induction like this one will occur, and a plaque representing each inductee will be permanently displayed in the lobby of this building. Before we introduce the class of 2025, I'd like to recognize past panel inductees from the Orange County Hall of Fame who joined us today. The class of 2024, Nick Bernardino. Nick, would you please stand? Charlie Zhang. And representatives for Leo Fender are also in attendance. It's good to see all of you. With that, let's get the induction ceremony started. For the class of 2025, there are 10 inductees. They are James Cameron in the Music, Arts, and Entertainment category, Eddie Sheldrake in the Sports category, Henry and Susan Samueli in the Philanthropy category, Carl St. Clair in the Music and Arts and Entertainment category, Robert August in the Music, Arts, and Entertainment category, Ed Laird in the Philanthropy category, Ed Caruthers in the Sports category, Sammy Lee in the Sports category, James Irvine, the first, in the Philanthropy category, and Gaddi Vasquez in the Civics category. We might have a round of applause for all of them. So on behalf of the county and the Board of Supervisors, I want to welcome the family, friends, and colleagues of each of these very deserving inductees and thank them for being here today, as well as acknowledge the members of the public who are watching this event via live stream broadcast. Thank you for watching this very important event in the history of our county. And with that, we'll now move to our first inductee, and that is James Cameron. Mr. Cameron is not able to join us today due to his press commitments for his upcoming Avatar movie. However, he sent a video message, which will play shortly. James Cameron is an acclaimed filmmaker, explorer, inventor, and environmental entrepreneur. As director, writer, and producer, he is responsible for The Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, True Lies, Titanic, Avatar, and Avatar: The Way of the Water, as well as 12 documentaries such as Ghost of the Abyss, Secrets of the Whales, and The Game Changers. His 1997 film Titanic held the record for the highest grossing film in the world for 12 years, only to be surpassed by his own Avatar in 2009. His films have earned numerous nominations and awards, most notably Titanic with a record 14 Academy Award nominations and a record 11 Oscars. His latest film, Avatar: The Way of the Water, earned $2.3 billion. Cameron has written, produced, and directed 3 of the 4 highest-grossing films in history. A National Geographic Explorer at Large, Cameron has had and led 8 ocean expeditions and developed unprecedented robotic and submersible vehicles with lighting and 3D camera equipment for deep ocean exploration. Among his 75 deep submersible dives, he has dived to the Titanic wreck 33 times. And in 2012, he dived solo to the Challenger Deep, the deepest place on Earth, a sub of his own design, setting a world record. I believe that's somewhere deeper than 10,000 feet. He is recipient of National Geographic's prestigious Hubbard Award and Explorers Club Medal for the Explorer of the Year. Over the last 25 years, he has developed the most advanced 3D camera systems for use in television, cinema, as well as broadcast sports and special events, and helped lead a 3D renaissance that has transformed the entertainment industry. Cameron is a fierce advocate for sustainability, having founded the Avatar Allowance Foundation to take action on climate change, deforestation, indigenous rights, ocean conservation, and substantial sustainable agriculture. The Avatar sequel's production is the first entirely vegan-catered motion picture set and is dedicated to being as green and sustainable as possible. It is powered by a 1 megawatt solar array installed for that purpose. Cameron and his wife, Susie Amos, have founded multiple companies in the plant-based protein and food space. They operate farms in Canada and New Zealand dedicated to improving regenerative and sustainable organic agronomy. Avatar: The Way of the Water was released on December 16, 2022, and quickly became the highest-grossing film of 2022. Cameron is currently finishing post-production for Avatar Free, Fire and Ash, set for release on December 19 of this year. Now let's watch his video message, which again will be on the screen. I apologize if some of you are screened out.
Hi, Jim Cameron here. Now, unfortunately, I'm not able to attend today's ceremony due to the upcoming release of my movie Avatar: Fire and Ash on the 19th. Yeah, that was a plug. But I wanted to express my thanks to the Orange County Board of Supervisors for this recognition, especially Chairman Doug Chaffee's office for nominating me. Thanks, Doug. So, it's definitely a great honor to be inducted into the Orange County Hall of Fame and its class of 2025. And I want to give a shout out to my 9 fellow inductees. You guys have a great time.
And so, the Board of Supervisors will accept Mr. Cameron's Hall of Fame recognition on his behalf and make sure he receives it. As a personal note, one of my favorite sports has been scuba diving. I'm amazed at the things he's done in the ocean. So let's have all of us come over here.
Oh, we're going to all take a picture. Okay.
Yeah, At this time, I'd like to recognize the next inductee into the 2025 Hall of Fame. You know, Eddie Sheldrake lived a big life, built on humble beginnings, fueled by grit, wit, and boundless curiosity. He was an athlete, entrepreneur, Navy veteran, and proud father of 8. Had a sarcastic sense of humor, a sharp mind for business, and a deep love for family, friends, tennis, fishing, and the island of Hawaii. Born and raised in Los Angeles, Sheldrake graduated from Washington High School and went on to serve in the United States Navy during the time of World War II. Though just before he was set to deploy, the war ended. The same thing happened again before it would have been his second deployment when the Korean War came to a close. He liked to joke that he ended 2 wars because they were scared to see him coming. After the Navy, Sheldrake attended UCLA, where he became a standout basketball player under the legendary coach John Wooden, with whom he maintained a warm relationship for many years. A fiery guard, team captain, and record holder, Sheldrake was inducted into the UCLA Athletic Hall of Fame. He remained a lifelong supporter and proud donor of UCLA athletics. Take that, USC. A true Bruin through and through. While still a student at UCLA, Sheldrake launched one of his first ventures, a business called Sheldrake Chow Car, or Chow Wagon, delivering sodas, sandwiches, snacks, and even hot meals to fraternities and sororities around the campus in the evenings. Never resourceful, he used charcoal ignited on the burners of his kitchen stove to keep the food warm during his deliveries. He designed 2 heavy custom-made boxes connected in a way that allowed him to sling a rope over his shoulders and balance the load as he hauled them up fraternity house staircases. As demand grew, Sheldrake began hiring help and eventually sold the business to a fellow student. Around the same time, he served as the Kansas official distributor for Acme Beer Company, proving early on that Eddie knew how to spot an opportunity and turn it into an opportunity. Although Sheldrake earned a degree in education, he discovered teaching wasn't quite his calling. He chose instead to carve out a path on his own terms as a salesman and entrepreneur. Eddie believed success should be based on effort, instinct, and a good idea. After graduating from UCLA, Sheldrake worked for Edgemar Dairy in Santa Monica, where he became involved in the company's egg division. Edgemar processed farm-fresh eggs and distributed them to grocery stores and restaurants across California and Nevada. Sheldrake was at the heart of the operation, involved in just about every part of the business, from farm to delivery. Same time, Sheldrake began making a living as a manufacturer's rep for American of Martinsville, a North Carolina furniture company. His showroom was in downtown Los Angeles at the historic Furniture Mart, but most of his work happened on the road, hustling through Southern California and Arizona, a station wagon packed to the brim with fabric samples. For more well than 30 years, he was on the move, building relationships and closing deals. That hustle is what helped fund the many big ideas he brought to life. Then in 1965, Sheldrake and his younger brother, Donald, opened the first freestanding Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise in California, which started as a single KFC in Belmont Shore, grew into a thriving business. Then, in 1968, they founded Polly's Pies, a warm, welcoming restaurant rooted in family, tradition, and great food, and, of course, great pie. Over the decades, Polly's grew into a beloved Southern California institution that located its institutions throughout Orange County, Los Angeles, the Inland Empire, a true cornerstone of the region's dining scene. I know that personally. My wife and I both still eat at the Fullerton Polly's at least about once a week. And my sister was one of his early waitresses. Well, Sheldrake was the big idea man, a visionary with sharp marketing mind, plenty of moxie, and an endless creative spark. He could tell you why raising menu prices by a penny was either brilliant or ruinous, and was legendary for offering unsolicited advice to anyone running a business or of operation, often beginning with a signature phrase, "You know what you should do." In the 1970s, the company bought a ranch He spent years involved with the Calavo and Sunkist operations, as well as what can be considered a charitable donation to the cattle business. It's there that friends, family, and associates had the chance to experience ranch life and make lasting memories in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. Sheldrake served on the board of Cal Poly Pomona's Collins School of Hospitality, a respected voice among KFC franchises and fellow restaurateurs. His leadership extended to national circles as a member of the National Restaurant Association's Marketing Executives Group, the KFC Chefs Council, and the brand's advertising board. Sheldrake spoke up for what he believed in, often championing the little guy and pushing back when he felt corporate power overstepped. Sheldrake had a lifelong belief in education, fairness, and giving people a chance, especially the team members of Polly's, whom he championed and supported in their personal and professional growth. Sheldrake was preceded in death by his first love and wife, Lois Adele Sheldrake, his parents, Harvey Edward Sheldrake, and Helen Lee Sheldrake DeBell, his wife, Tommy Jean Sheldrake, his grandson, Ryan Anthony de Simone, and his sister, Carol Jean Mall. Sheldrake is survived by his 8 children, 15 grandchildren, 16 great-children, and his beloved partner of the last 2 decades, Julia Robinson, along with her children and grandchildren. Sheldrake was laid to rest beside many of his loved ones at Inglewood Park Cemetery, Inglewood, California. Please join me in the presentation of the Hall of Fame recognition. And so we need to take a picture down here.
She's going to say a few words.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was like, Fullerton, Orange County. And it is here that he built the legacy business so many of us know and love, Polly's Pies. As a little girl, I remember watching him being inducted into the UCLA Athletic Hall of Fame. It was one of the best days of my life. I got to see him not just as Grandpa Eddie, but as a man who received a level of excellence most of us only dream of. A man who dreamed big, worked hard, and refused to quit. And now I'm here accepting such an incredible honor on his behalf. For my grandpa, it was never about just records and wins, but always wanting to win is something he did like to do. And he was always right. Sports taught him teamwork, discipline, and the importance of getting back up after every time you fall. As the captain of the UCLA basketball team under Coach John Wooden, he learned that real leadership isn't about telling people what to do, but inspiring people. That same spirit followed him long after he left the court. He brought those lessons, the grit, the fight, the determination to Orange County, where he and his brother, Donald, built a dream that changed countless lives. At Polly's and KFC, they created jobs and opportunities for more than 1,000 and thousands of people each year. And they weren't just employees, they were people whose lives they touched and supported to help them achieve their own goals and dreams. I remember growing up and my grandpa being involved in many organizations, such as the Fullerton Train Days, Pie in the Sky tennis tournaments, Mariachi Kids of Santa Ana, Fullerton Civic Light Opera, St. Jude's Hospital, and youth groups like the Boys and Girls Club. My grandpa was a true people person and a master networker who had great relationships with local businessmen and government representatives throughout Orange County. And he used those relationships to help fight for what he believed was right for the residents of Orange County. Today, as he's welcomed into the Orange County Hall of Fame, we honor not just an athlete, but a leader, a builder, and a mentor. A man who believed deeply in giving back to the community that gave so much to him. His legacy lives on at Polly's Pies, in our family, and the 1,000 lives he touched. And we intend to continue his legacy, partnering with our community, creating opportunity, and giving back with the same heart and purpose he just demonstrated every day. Thank you for honoring my grandfather, who lived with determination, joy, and believed that when you lift others, your own dreams become even bigger. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, amazing, great job.
We're gonna stay here?
At this time, I'd like to recognize the next inductees into the 2025 Hall of Fame class, Henry and Susan Samueli. I'd like to invite their family members and friends to come forward. The Hall of Fame plaque and photos. They're, as usual, doing philanthropy. I almost have trouble with that word. Helping people with their ability to do so at a different meeting, and they were not able to join us today. So if I may, Susan Samueli was born and raised in Los Angeles. She earned her bachelor's degree in mathematics from UC Berkeley in 1972. From 1972 to 1985, she was with IBM Corporation, where she worked initially as a software programmer in the Federal Systems Division, Westlake Village, California, and then as systems engineer in the National Marketing Division in Los Angeles, providing technical marketing and sales support for IBM's mid-range computer systems. In 1985, she left IBM and focused her energy on raising her children, at which time she developed a keen interest in integrative health care, studying in the areas of nutrition, homeopathy, and Chinese herbs. Susan subsequently received a PhD in nutrition from the American Holistic College of Nutrition in 1993 and a diploma in homeopathy from the British Institute of Homeopathy in 1994. Henry was born in Buffalo, New York, and grew up in Los Angeles. He earned his BS, MS, and PhD degrees in electrical engineering from UCLA in 1975, 1976, and 1980, respectively. From 1980 to 1985, he was employed in various engineering and management positions in Electronics and Technology Division of TRW in Redondo Beach, a military communications defense contractor, which is now part of Northrop Grumman. Since 1985, he has been a professor in the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department at UCLA, and since 2002, he also served as a distinguished adjunct professor in the Electrical Engineering and Computer Science Department at UC Irvine. In 1991, he co-founded Broadcom Corporation, a global leader in providing semiconductor solutions for wired and wireless communications. Henry took a leave of absence from UCLA in 1995 and joined Broadcom full-time as Chief Technology Officer. In 2016, Broadcom was acquired by Avago Technologies Limited and renamed Broadcom, Inc. Henry retired as Chief Technology Officer of Broadcom in 2018 and now serves as chair of its board. In 2003, Susan and Henry took over the management of the Honda Center Sports and Entertainment venue in Anaheim, California. And in 2005, they purchased the Anaheim Ducks National Hockey League franchise from the Walt Disney Company. In 2007, the Anaheim Ducks became the first California team ever to win the Stanley Cup championship. Henry is a member of the executive committee of the NHL Board of Governors. Samueli also owned the San Diego Gulls American Hockey League team, which serves as the Ducks' top minor league affiliate in San Diego. In 2020, the Samuelis announced their endeavor to create OC Vibe, a one-of-a-kind immersive district surrounding Honda Center. The $4 billion privately funded 100-acre development is designed as a sustainable community, emphasizing walkability, health and wellness, and lifestyle amendments near transit. OC Vibe will include a 6,000 capacity concert venue, 35 restaurants, 1,500 residential units with a commitment of at least 15% affordable housing units, 20 acres of public space with unique plazas and urban parks, 2 hotels, 4 parking structures, and a 1 million square foot of office space. As you drive by the 57 near the Ducks Stadium, you can see all of that going on. Construction began in 2023 with 2 general parking garages opening in October 2025, the first phase of the development opening in 2026. In April 2025, the Samuelis announced the Honda Center Encore, a $1 billion privately funded transformation that reimagined the guest experience at this iconic arena. The comprehensive renovations will reimagine nearly all aspects of the venue, including a new 5-story south entrance, new escalators, a refresh of all food and beverage spaces, a new all-inclusive club, the debut of a new opera box suites, and full renovations of all existing luxury suites, and 4 new entry plazas. Success of Broadcom has brought Susan and Henry the opportunity to support many worthwhile nonprofit organizations. After Broadcom went public in 1998, they created the Samueli Foundation. To date, they've gifted more than $1 billion, primarily in the areas of STEM education, integrative health, youth services, social justice, and Jewish culture. In 2012, they joined the Giving Pledge, initiated by Warren Buffett and Bill and Melinda Gates, whose members pledged the majority of their wealth to philanthropy. Susan serves on the board of the Orangewood Children's Foundation, a leading provider of foster youth services in Orange County, California. She is a member of the Board of Trustees of the Samueli Academy, an innovative public charter high school in Santa Ana, which I've had the pleasure of touring. The focus on project-based STEM learning for community, underserved, and foster youth. She also serves on the advisory board of the Susan Samueli Integrative Health Institute at UC Irvine that provides education, research, and clinical care built around integrative practices and emphasize whole person healing and wellness. Henry serves on the Dean's Advisory Board of both the Henry Samueli School of Engineering and Applied Science at UCLA and the Henry Samueli School of Engineering at UC Irvine. Both Susan and Henry serve as on the advisory board the Susan Henry Samueli College of Health Sciences at UC Irvine. In 2019, they created the Irvine Ice Foundation, which is built and operated and opened in the Great Park Ice in Irvine, which features 4 ice sheets, including a 5-point arena that seats 2,500 spectators. A 280,000 square foot complex offers a variety of ice sports, including youth and adult hockey programs, figure skating, curling, broomball, sled hockey, and public open skating, and is an official practice facility for the Anaheim Ducks. Would you please join me in the presentation of the Hall of Fame recognition for Susan and Henry? Thank you.
Chairman Chafee, thank you so much for such a robust and thorough background of Henry and Susan Samueli. Good morning, everyone. My name is Katie Rodine, and I've worked with and for Henry and Susan Samueli for the last 18 years, and I am in awe of them every day. They wanted to be here, of course, but they weren't able to join us today. I'm so very honored that they asked me to come in their stead. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to recognize the other remarkable individuals and their families that are being honored today. Henry and Susan asked me to express their great and deep appreciation and deep admiration for each of you. It's truly an honor for them to be included alongside such distinguished members of this community. Henry and Susan are sincerely grateful and humbled by their induction into the Orange County Hall of Fame. Thank you to the Board of Supervisors. I know I don't need to tell this room that Orange County is such a remarkable community. Being part of any Hall of Fame is pretty darn special, but this honor is especially meaningful to Henry and Susan because Orange County is their home. They raised their family here, they invested here, they planted roots here that go deeper beyond the imagination, and they found purpose here, centered on their belief and commitment for well-being for all. Around the same time they moved here, they created the Samueli Foundation. Through their foundation, their commitment to well-being for all manifested in action. And since then, they have not stopped, and they are not stopping. Their philosophy of giving is built around one simple idea: give nonprofit organizations the support they need to do how and what they want to do and how they do it best. Rather than directing programs from the outside, Henry and Susan move as partners, removing obstacles, empowering leaders, and opening doors. While they're primarily focused on Orange County, they keep their reach here very, very broad. Health, wellness, housing, education, environment, human services, Jewish culture, the list goes on. And it's broad for a reason: well-being for all. Henry and Susan's commitment to Orange County extends beyond the traditional paths of philanthropy. With the Anaheim Ducks, they've shown that hockey in Orange County isn't just a sport, it's a community builder, a connector. When you arrive at a Ducks game, you're not just watching hockey, you're part of here. You're part of Orange County. It's not a coincidence that the team is practically bathed in the color orange. The arena is filled with orange, and the Ducks boldly call it Orange Country. Henry and Susan are that dedicated to this place. And they've made sure hockey in Orange County isn't just for professional athletes. Through the long-standing support of the Rinks Foundation and Irvine Ice Foundation, Henry and Susan made it a priority to remove the barriers of entry for children, for families, for adults, so they too can find their own pathways into hockey and figure skating through subsidized and available community programs. Well-being for all. And now, through OC Vibe, Henry and Susan are furthering their dedication and literally transforming the landscape of Orange County by creating a new, vibrant downtown experience with public spaces, walking paths, community gathering areas, live entertainment, restaurants, and importantly, dedicated affordable housing. Well-being for all. By simplifying the complex work that they do, their hope is that they'll inspire others to focus on the simple task of taking a step towards well-being. Well-being for someone, for this community, and for all. On behalf of Henry and Susan, thank you to the Board of Supervisors and the Orange County Hall of Fame, and to the people of Orange County. You've warmly welcomed them for the last 30 years, and they're excited for the decades to come. Thank you for celebrating their dedication to the place that they call home.
At this time, I'd like to recognize the next inductee into the 2025 Hall of Fame class, Carl St. Clair. I'd like to invite his family members and friends to come forward to the presentation of the Hall of Fame plaque and photos. For more than 35 years, Carl St. Clair has led Pacific Symphony, making him the longest tenured American-born conductor of a major American orchestra. In December 2025, during the Symphony's 47th season, he'll be honored with the lifetime title of Music Director Laureate. Under his leadership, Pacific Symphony has grown into the largest budgeted orchestra founded in the past half-century, recognized nationally for its artistic innovation, programming, and community impact. St. Clair also helped catalyze the vision to build a 2,000-seat Renee and Henry Segerstrom Concert Hall in 2006, the Symphony's permanent home and one of the nation's finest concert venues. St. Clair guided the Symphony through many landmark achievements. In 2018, he led the sold-out Carnegie Hall debut celebrating Philip Glass's 80th birthday, which the New York Times praised as proof that Pacific Symphony is a major ensemble. That same year, he conducted the orchestra first tour of China. Earlier in 2006, he led the symphony on its European debut, performing in 9 cities across 3 countries, including Vienna, Munich, Cologne, and Lucerne, to capacity audiences and widespread acclaim. He also conducted the orchestra's national PBS debut on great performances with Peter Boyer's Ellis Island, The Dream of America. His artistic initiatives include the long-running American Composers Festival and Symphonic Voices, the orchestra's acclaimed Opera in the Concert series. As a champion of new music, St. Clair has commissioned and premiered dozens of works. Recently, highlights include the 24-25 premieres of Viet Quang's Marine Layer and, sorry if I get this right, Adelphius Hallström's Piano Concert No. 3, which is also known as The Way Things Are. In 2024, Pacific Symphony released the world premiere recording of Sir James Macmillan's Fiat Lux. Sorry with the language. Other notable commissions include works by Philip Glass, Michael Dougherty, William Boycom, Richard Danielpour, John Weinglass, and Elliot Goldenthal. His discography also includes collaborations with Yo-Yo Ma, Lucas Foss, and others. Internationally, he was appointed music director of the Thailand Philharmonic Orchestra in 2025, holds honorary posts with the National Symphony of Costa Rica and Germany's Symphonorchestra Wuppertal. Sorry. Oh, I'm beautiful. Earlier positions include General Music Director of Berlin's Komische Oper and of the German National Theater Staatsoper in Weimar. Pardon my lack of German. Equally committed to education, St. Clair has overseen the development of one of the country's most comprehensive orchestra-based education networks, including more than 50,000 participants annually. Pacific Symphony's award-winning Class Act program, Arts Express, Youth Ensembles, Heartstrings, and Symphony on the Go bring music to schools and communities across the Southern California area. He's also taught at Chapman University, the University of Texas, Indiana University's Jacobs School of Music, and the USC Thornton School of Music, where he has served for more than 3 decades as artistic leader and principal conductor of their orchestral programs. So please join me in presenting the Hall of Fame recognition. Would you like to say a few words? Would like to say a few words or not?
Yeah, I'm going to say something real quick, but at least I don't have to pronounce any of those names. Carl would just like me to express his sincere appreciation and to thank you all, his dear friends and his Pacific Symphony family that are here today. Thank you again for recognizing his dedication to this community. He truly wishes he could be here, but unfortunately he can't. And he's just truly honored to be awarded this Hall of Fame inductee award. And thank you so much. And congratulations to all the other inductees. Thank you.
I think we'll stay right here. I think it's such a big group, we'll stay right here.
It wasn't in my notes, so, okay.
Yeah, there's a video.
There is this.
Molly, is there a video? Yes. Is there a video? Do you want to play it? Can we play the video?
Let's do the video. The size of this, we're able to stay right here.
Yeah. Do you want to tell him to play the video on the microphone?
Okay. Let's play the video, please.
Good morning. It's a singularly distinct honor to join my fellow inductees at this very auspicious ceremony. To be recognized by Orange County's Hall of Fame alongside such elite and distinguished company is truly humbling and personally deeply meaningful. My first contact with Orange County and with Pacific Symphony actually came through a dear friend, none other than iconic composer John Williams. He had come to Boston in the spring of 1989 to open the Boston Pop season, and he goes, "Carl, you know, I just conducted this incredible crackerjack orchestra called Pacific Symphony, and they're looking for a music director. You know, you should know about that orchestra, and that orchestra should know about you." And since that day, 3.5 decades ago, I have had the great honor of being Pacific Symphony's music director. Very early in my tenure, Dr. Walter DeClue, one of my teachers and mentors, attended a concert and said to me after the program, "My dear young man, in Pacific Symphony, you have one of the greatest opportunities afforded to an American music director today. Get to work." I had to think, what does that mean, get to work? And then I realized, I began saying that Orange County's Pacific Symphony Orchestra has to be locally acclaimed before it can be nationally or internationally recognized. We want to be your orchestra. We want to be Orange County's orchestra. We want to be embraced by you. And through our many programs of engagement, our concerts in schools, our youth ensemble programs, concerts on this very stage, concerts in the park, all of these things, our Lunar New Year, our Nowruz Festival, all the concerts that we do, our pop series, we're reaching out to you saying Pacific Symphony is your orchestra. For 30 of my 35 years, I've had the great honor and privilege of having at my side not only all of you, but my beautiful wife, Susan St. Clair. And I'm honored that Susan will be accepting this award in my behalf this morning. Together we have created Pacific Symphony. Together we have become one family dedicated to ensure that music and its powers can grace our presence, can be a part of our daily fabric of life. For this, I am thankful. And in this name, I receive with honor the recognition of becoming a member of Orange County's Hall of Fame. But the thing about music is that it doesn't stop. It continues to live on. So promise me, Orange County will do everything in its power to keep Pacific Symphony alive and vibrant in the lives of everyone. And in return, we promise to always be Orange County's Pacific Symphony.
already spoke. She already spoke. We're going to take the picture.
Yeah, I know, I got it out of sequence, my fault. I think we'll just kind of stay here because the group is so large. We just, instead of going over there, let's kind of stay in the middle here. There's a shorter thing over there. So
Come on in, scooch in.
let's fill in
Yeah.
and
If we can shift just a little bit to our right, please.
Our right or your right? Okay.
yeah, that's a good question.
When you're good, Miles. Yep. Okay, everyone up here, please. Thank you. Couple more. Big smile now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good job calling for the, I'm like, I got Sibelius, Bob, I'm like, thank
I'll
you.
do better next time.
Congratulations.
I'm actually better at Spanish than German. At this time, I'd like to recognize the next inductee to the 2025 Hall of Fame class, Ed Laird. I'd like to invite his family members and friends to come forward for the presentation, the Hall of Fame plaque, and also some photos. Ed Laird is the founder and owner of Laird Coatings, formerly known as Coatings Resource, and founder of AQC Engineering Corp., both of Huntington Beach. Laird was the first selected to the National Board of Boy Scouts of America in 1990 and has served there ever since. He's a founding board member of the OC Cancer Foundation, organizing and founding board member of Pacific Liberty Bank, HB past planning commissioner, was a 17-year board member at the Claremont Institute. Laird presently serves as the advisory council chair for the Boca Chica Conservancy, where he served for 20 years. He has served on the Orange County Council Boy Scouts of America Executive Board for 53 years. Mr. Laird was recognized for his time and efforts by many of the groups that he has helped serve. He's a lifelong member of the First Christian Church of Huntington Beach. Married to his wife Patty and has 3 sons, Robert, Richard, and Jeffrey, along with stepdaughters Jackie and Gigi Verlita, and 7 grandchildren. He enjoys golf, chess, and mentoring young entrepreneurs. The Boy Scouts camp in Irvine named after him, Ed Laird Scout Camp, and a street in Huntington Beach where Laird Coatings is located is named in his honor, Honorary Laird Lane. He's lived and worked in Huntington Beach for the past 60 years. So please join me in the presentation of the Hall of Fame recognition.
He's right behind you.
No problem. Okay.
All right, there you go.
Good scout handshake.
All right, so we'll just kind of hold it for you if you'd like
Okay.
to say a few words, or not.
You want me to say a few words right now?
Sure, you're welcome. This is right here. Thank you. There we go.
Good afternoon. I've been asked to say a few words, and I will be brief. Thank you all. I'm very humbled by this award. All of these are my family and friends, and we've got the Huntington Beach City Council here with me today. And I think we're probably breaking the Brown Act, but
Not talking business.
But I really am humbled and honored to be among these honorees, and especially my good friend Gaddi Vasquez. He and I have been warriors for a long time, so thank you very much for this award. Got enough?
At this time, I'd like to recognize our next inductee into the 2025 Hall of Fame class, Robert August. I'd like to invite his family members and friends to come forward for the presentation of the Hall of Fame plaque and photos. Robert Allen August was born in Hermosa Beach in 1945 and grew up just downtown in the California coast in Seal Beach. His father, Orel Blackie August, was born as a surfer and a lifeguard at nearby Redondo Beach and is one of the first surfers to ride its waves. Blackie and his son had his son surfing at the age of 6 on the nice breakers at Seal Beach. August quickly developed the smooth, relaxed style that allowed him to become a successful contest surfer at a very young age. He finished 4th in the men's division of the 1963 West Coast Championships and 3rd in the 1964 U.S. Invitational. In 1965, August played 3rd in the U.S. Surfing Championship and was invited to surf in the Duke Kanahamoku International. Just a few months after graduating from Huntington Beach High School, where he was a senior class president, August was presented with an opportunity that would change his life forever. Along with 21-year-old Mike Henson, filmmaker Bruce Brown chose him to travel the world and search the perfect wave while making the famed movie, The Endless Summer. August was selected over better-known surfers because, according to Bruce Brown, he represented surfing in a positive way he perceived the sport. Not a stranger to Brown's camera, August had appeared in 3 of his movies prior to The Endless Summer, including Slippery When Wet in 1957, Barefoot Adventure in 1960, and Surfing Hollow Days in 1961. Filmed in 1963 and debuting in 1964, The Endless Summer played throughout America, with Brown originally providing masterful live narrations. In 1966, Newsweek magazine named the film one of the 10 best movies of the year, and it gave August a recognition that would serve him extremely well in his future business ventures. This once-in-a-lifetime experience, coupled with a lifelong friendship with Brown, made a lasting impression on August's life, the effects of which are still evident today. Beginning in 1965, August worked for Jacobs Surfboats in Hermosa Beach, first as a salesman, then as a shaper before becoming a freelance shaper in late 1966, shaping for Overland, Petrillo, Plastic Fantastic, South Shore, Harbor, Chuck Dent, and anyone else who needed him through the late 1960s and into the 1970s. In 1971, he opened the Endless Summer Restaurant, a business he later described to Longboard magazine as one that would set a world record for losing money. In 1974, he launched the first Robert August surf shop in Fullerton, California, and relocated to Main Street, Huntington Beach, in 1976. Stocked with short boards because of their popularity at the time, August was still a longboarder at heart. Robert welcomed the longboard renaissance that began in the 1980s, and by the year 2000, his Huntington Beach factory was putting out a record number of boards a year. August has had a steady influence in the growth of surfing and surf culture. He has carefully crafted a brand that is recognized worldwide as a symbol of surfing's true lifestyle, culture, and authentic heritage. Robert August Surf Company has entered into licensing by signing numerous deals that expand and further reinforce the brand's core roots in the surfing community. Those licensed products categories have included Futures Fins, Indo Board Balance Trainer, Copian Footwear, Nerve Bicycles, Skate One, and a deal with industry leader Surf Tech Board Manufacturing Company. In addition, Robert August Surf Company continues to produce custom boards right here in the United States that can be found around the world, still remembering one of the most popular surfboard brands in the market today. August currently lives in Southern California, where he's living the good life in retirement and enjoying family and friends. The Robert August brand continues to be one of the best-known names in the world of surfing. So please join me in the presentation of the Hall of Fame recognition. We have the flag.
Hi, thank you. My name is Sam August, and Robert August is my father. I just obviously want to first start by saying what an honor it is to be here to accept this award on his behalf. My dad's place in the surf industry and surf culture is truly endless. I know that's funny, but it's actually really true, and it's something that I've learned to embrace over the years. His fame is staggering. I have had an opportunity one time to do a program on Cartoon Network with Tony Gonzalez, who's one of the most famous athletes of this whole area, Hall of Fame NFL player and an incredible athlete. We were on the beach one day, and I chose a beach with his son. I was teaching his son to surf, and Cartoon Network was covering it. I chose a beach that no one would bother Tony. And of course, he spotted someone coming up, and Tony says, "Oh gosh, here we go. Someone spotted me." And the person came up and walked right by Tony and said, "Oh my gosh, are you Robert August's son, Sam August?" I was just like, incredible. I was like, oh my gosh, my dad's fame is nuts. You know, a couple of things about my dad and his place in history. He started surfing at a very young age, and traveling to Hawaii in his early teens, surfing with Ben Ipa, an incredible Hawaiian ambassador of Aloha, somebody who my dad held at the highest honor. An incredible man, and was surfing all the way up into his high school graduation. And by that time, I think we just heard that he had made other surf movies with Bruce Brown before even the age of 18, and was offered to make another movie called Endless Summer. And that was in 1963, and he was not excited about another surf movie. As you have to understand that riding around in the back of a van and checking out all these different surf spots, 95% of the time you're unsuccessful. There was no charting surf line and, able to see what time of year waves are better. He was encouraged by his teachers and my grandparents to definitely go on this trip. Instead of going to Long Beach State to study dentistry, to chase the American dream. And really what happened was he created a new American dream, the surf exploration and being able to, work, save up money, and go on trips. Somewhere I just flew in from Costa Rica this morning at 2 a.m. and, taking others on trips and enjoying the lifestyle of not just surfers, but travelers in general. And I think that's what's important to recognize is Endless Summer. While it was two surfers traveling the world, it was actually two people enjoying other cultures. In 1963, do the research, it wasn't exactly friendly across the world, especially in places like Senegal, Africa. In 2015, I got to go back with Dad 50 years later to Africa to see it again. And just for fun, I timed it from the time I left my house in Newport Beach to when we actually got to Jeffreys Bay. This is on Emirates Airlines, the most efficient way to actually get there. It took us 44 hours. And I asked my dad how long it took them in 1963, and of course, he didn't even want to discuss it. It was probably near 100. And funny enough, when they used to travel to Hawaii to surf, the direct flights sometimes take them 10 to 12 hours just from California. But I just want to thank you so much to Janet Nguyen and the team here for giving my father the opportunity to be a part of the Orange County Hall of Fame. It's truly a very prestigious honor. My dad being inducted into the Surfers Hall of Fame, Surfers Walk of Fame, Seal Beach Hall of Fame. It's something that I'll never forget. I'm very honored to be up here accepting the award for him, and thank you so much.
Yeah, 7. At this time, I'd like to recognize the next inductee to the 2025 Hall of Fame class, Ed Caruthers. I'd like to invite his family members and friends to come forward for the presentation of the Hall of Fame plaque and photos. Mr. Caruthers. Edward Caruthers was born in Oklahoma City and moved to Orange County in 1958. Began his collegiate journey at the Santa Ana Community College before transferring to the University of Arizona, where he emerged as an elite high jumper and standout football player. Although his track achievements would later define his legacy, his athleticism on the football field was so exceptional they received contract offers from both the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. While at Santa Ana Community College, Caruthers won the USA Olympic trials before making his Olympic debut in 1964 in Tokyo, placing 8th. His early success propelled him into the top ranks of the sport. By 1967, he was nearly unbeatable. His only defeats came at the NCAA championships and at the AAU, each decided solely on a countback, meaning he's never actually outjumped. That year, he captured 5 international titles, including a gold medal at the Pan American Games. He reached the height of his athletic career in 1968 Olympics, where he cleared a personal best to secure the silver medal, which cemented his reputation as one of the world's premier high jumpers. During those games, Caruthers also played a meaningful role in the silent protest that drew global attention to the struggles and injustices faced by African Americans during the civil rights movement. After his competitive career, Caruthers returned to Orange County and devoted 35 years to teaching special education and coaching at the Garden Grove School District. He also served as a part-time assistant track coach at Santa Ana College, where he guided numerous athletes to state championships, extending his legacy from the Olympic stage to generations of students and young competitors. Please join me in the presentation of the Hall of Fame recognition.
Okay. Orange County's been great for me. And I want to thank the Board of Supervisors for this great honor. Also, congratulate all the other inductees. It's a powerful group I'm in this induction things, and I really, really appreciate it. I came to Orange County in 1958 in the back of a Greyhound bus from Oklahoma City. And when my mother and stepdad picked me up in Los Angeles, of course I was very happy to see them because it was a 2-day ride. And the first thing when they were coming to, home, we had to come down the freeway and we got off at Harbor Boulevard. And the first thing she said, well, there's Disneyland. And I lit up. I lit up because Disneyland was my favorite thing. I thought Orange County was Disneyland. But I didn't realize that, it took me 5 years before I could get into the place. And getting in there was grad night, graduating from high school. And they would have a grad night over there. And, I was patting myself on the back. I'm in Disneyland now. And it was great. But I thought about what had happened the 5 years, and I was congratulating myself also because I had graduated from high school, first in my family. I was, thank you. I had played football at the high schools and played at San Ana Valley, and we were CIF champions, undefeated a couple of years. I was on the basketball team for a couple of years, and we went to CIF, but we didn't win the championship. And about a week before we went to grad night, I was the state high jump champion that year, second highest jump in the nation for high schoolers that year. So when I thought about what I was going to do, I had been offered about 7 or 8 college scholarships to play football. Nothing for basketball, and maybe I mentioned for 2 for track and field. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I decided that I would stay here in Orange County and attend Santa Ana Community College. But nor did I realize, or I never did realize that, or couldn't realize, or didn't realize, or envision that even in Disneyland at Tomorrowland, that I would be, for the next 5 years, representing the United States as the number 1 or 2 high jumper on the United States track team. And that included 2 Olympic teams. That included dual track meets against the Russians, Germany's, and several of the other countries in Europe. It also, in that 5 years, I won the Pan Am Games gold medal, set a record there. So, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do, but it happened. My vision was to play professional football. And so I played at Santa Ana College. But that first year at Santa Ana College was phenomenal for me as far as track and field is concerned. Again, won the national championship that year, put me on the team. And I won the Olympic trials that year, which put me on the team to go to Tokyo. Again, it wasn't, I wanted to do these things. Anytime I compete, I want to win. But it wasn't a real vision of mine. It wasn't a real vision until I lost in Tokyo. Finished 8th. But, and so when I came back, competed 1 more year at Santa Ana College, won my way onto the track team again, competed all over the world again, and Europe again. Actually in Russia and Poland and and Kiev. They've been in the news lately. And then I went on down, decided to go down to Arizona, play football down there, and compete in track and field as well. I had 2 outstanding years down there. My second year there, became the #1 high jumper in the world. Traveled all over the world. Again, that was the year of the Pan Am Games. Won the gold medal there and set a record there. My goal, as far as high jumping was concerned, was to break the American record and eventually the world record. It was close all the time. In '68, I played football, was drafted by Detroit Lions, but I told them that I wasn't going to play football because I was going to go to Olympic Games. I was picked to win the gold medal, #1 high jump in the world. Won the Olympic trials. There was a guy on my team that year, Dick Fosbury, an engineer student out of Oregon. Came up with a new style of jumping. Didn't anticipate that. So we were down in Mexico competing, and we had dusted off the Russians. It was just he and I, the old and the new. Unfortunately, the new won. And the good thing about that was that I didn't have to hear any other nation's national anthem while I was on the victory stand. During that time, 1968, I also got my degree in education, University of Arizona, so came back to Orange County. Still, I needed to play football. '69, I signed my contract with Detroit Lions. I was there about 2 months before they hurt me. So I had to limp on back to Orange County and get into what I really was planning on doing was education and coaching. I was a PE teacher, I was a driver ed teacher, a science teacher, and eventually got into special ed in Garden Grove. Developed a program there for handicapped and special need kids. Lasted, well, till I retired. I mean, it's still going on, but I retired. Also, wanted to coach at Santa Ana Community College. In my community college, I wanted to help kids. So I was able to help a lot of them get, improve as well as get scholarships, that type of thing. So I was really happy about that thing. I had one disappointment. I wanted to see in headlines, Ed Caruthers, 2-time Olympian, helps high jumper break his record. Didn't happen. I still hold the record at Santa Ana Community College. I'm sorry. But again, it's, Orange County's been great to me. I'm in the Hall of Fame in Arizona, in the Hall of Fame at Santa Ana College. I have a park named after me in Santa Ana, in my area that I grew up in. I'm in the Walk of Fame in a couple places. And here I am, again, Orange County. Put me in the Hall of Fame. I appreciate it. Thank you.
This time, I'd like to recognize our next inductee to the 2025 Hall of Fame class, Sammy Lee. I'd like to invite his family members and friends to come forward for the presentation, Hall of Fame plaque, and photos. Dr. Sammy Lee was a two-time Olympian and physician who made Orange County his home in the 1950s. Born to Korean immigrant parents, Dr. Lee showed tenacity throughout his life, overcoming social and economic challenges to inspire generations to come. Dr. Lee grew up in Los Angeles, which hosted the 1932 Olympic Games. When he saw the Olympic flags and his father explained they fly for the best athletes in the world, Sammy declared he would one day be an Olympic champion. His father allowed him to pursue his Olympic dream on the condition that the 12-year-old promised to become a physician. Sammy pushed diligently to exceed and fulfill his promise, became a two-time gold medal Olympian in diving in 1948 and 1952. He achieved his Doctor of Medicine degree at the University of Southern California while serving in the U.S. Army, where he retired as a major in 1953. Dr. Lee became the first person of color to earn the James E. Sullivan Memorial Trophy for Outstanding U.S. Amateur Athlete. Following his athletic accomplishments, he opened his medical practice dedicated to diseases of the ear in Orange County. Throughout his multitude of achievements and awards, Dr. Lee treasured his family most. He often stated, "The medals fade, but my wife, daughter, son, and grandchildren become more golden and precious during the last 2-minute drill of my game." Dr. Lee passionately lived his alma mater's call to fight on. So please join me in the presentation of the Hall of Fame recognition. We have Samueli Jr., his son, is accepting the award.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. On behalf of my father, Dr. Sammy Lee, I would like to thank the Orange County Board of Supervisors for inducting my dad into the Orange County Hall of Fame. Representing our family is my wife, Gina, my son, Alexander, my daughter-in-law, Jackie, my daughter, Samantha, and my sister's son, Samuel Ayers. My dad passed away 9 years ago, and I will try my best to relate a few significant aspects about him without using some of his colorful words that he's kind of renowned for. After winning 2 gold and a bronze at the 1948 London and 1952 Helsinki Olympic Games, being the first Asian American to do so, winner of the James E. Sullivan Award for the most outstanding amateur athlete in 1953, graduating USC Medical School, while serving as a major in the United States Army, my father and my mother moved from Los Angeles to Orange County in the mid-1950s. The move was to provide for a better way of life and to establish his medical practice in the OC. The move was originally not met with open arms here, as realtors in Garden Grove wouldn't show them homes due to their being Asian. They had actually circulated a petition against my parents, stating that allowing Asians into the area would decrease property values. As had been the case throughout my dad's life, he and my mom persevered and were given support from the media and from a Jewish realtor in the area. Also, Dwight D. Eisenhower, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, and then President Nixon stepped in to help my parents move into Orange County. My parents originally moved to Garden Grove and then to Santa Ana, where my dad opened his medical practice, while coaching in our backyard swimming pool to future Olympians Pat McCormick, Bobby Webster, and Greg Louganis, to name a few. My sister and I both attended Santiago Elementary School, Willard Junior High School, and Santa Ana High School right down the street. My dad was a pioneer in many aspects and was an extremely proud Korean American. He was gratified by his fellow Asians who moved to Orange County and contributed in helping to make it prosper. He was especially very satisfied with the way Irvine was developed. He was especially proud of the Korean Americans within the medical field who established their practices here. Yes, my father knew he was representing Asian Americans while he prepared for the Olympics, but foremost, he was a proud American who was honored to have the USA on his Olympic uniform. My dad always said athletics has the ability to make people colorblind. If he were here today, he would hope that the country puts aside all of their differences for the upcoming Winter and Summer Olympic Games and support our athletes who are representing the United States. And as my father would say in closing, fight on and God bless America.
I'd like to recognize the next inductee into the 2025 Hall of Fame class, James Irvine I. I'd like to invite his family members to come forward for the presentation of the Hall of Fame plaque and, of course, some photos. James Irvine I was a pioneering California landowner, merchant, and philanthropist whose quiet determination and exceptional business judgment transformed him from an Irish immigrant fleeing famine to one of the wealthiest and most influential figures in the young state's history. By the time of his death in 1886, his estate was valued at approximately $5 million, equivalent to hundreds of millions of dollars today. Born on December 27, 1827, in County Down, Ireland, James was a Scottish-Irish and one of the 9 children in a family noted for its strong moral principles and relentless work ethic. When the Great Potato Famine struck in 1845, 19-year-old James and his younger brother William made the courageous decision to leave their homeland and embark on a perilous journey across the Atlantic to the United States in search of hope and opportunity. Arrived in New York City in 1846 and worked 2 years in the Parsley paper mills at Malden Bridge in New York, then caught gold fever and headed west. In 1949, he traveled aboard the ship Humboldt from Panama to San Francisco, accompanied by several later prominent figures, including C.P. Huntington, Dr. John Morris, Isaac Davis, and Ben Flint. He mined briefly in the northern diggings, but quickly saw that the sure path to wealth lay in supplying the miners. By 1854, he had settled permanently in San Francisco and opened a wholesale grocery at 58 Front Street. In 1858, his cousin John Lyons became partner in the firm of James Irvine and Company, prospered greatly until Lyons withdrew in 1866. In 1869, James sold part of his interest to his brother William Irvine, an associate named Asa Harker. The name of the firm then changed to Irvine, Harker and Company, and the business expanded into commission merchandising. In 1873, at age 46, Irvine retired from active commerce, having acquired a large fortune. Irvine invested his profits with extraordinary foresight, first in San Francisco real estate and then, on a far grander scale, in Southern California land. Though immensely wealthy, Irvine shunned publicity and ostentation. Contemporaries described him as retiring and unobtrusive, yet never lacking in public spirit. He was a member of the Society of California Pioneers, and in 1877, one of 15 prominent citizens who together purchased and donated James Lick's imported French conservatory collection to the Golden Gate Park, each donor contributing at that time $1,000. James Irvine married twice. In 1866, he wed Henrietta Maria Nettie Rice of Cleveland, daughter of education, writer, poet, and state senator Harvey Rice. Only surviving child, James Irvine II, was born in 1867. Nettie died in 1874. In 1880, Irvine married Margaret Byrne, daughter of prominent San Francisco attorney M.J. Byrne. On March 15, 1886, James Irvine I passed away from a heart condition at the age of 58. Aware of his son's youth, he structured his affairs with foresight and care, placing nearly his entire estate, including the approximately 120,000-acre ranch, into a trust until James Irvine II reached the age of 25. Under James Irvine II's stewardship, the property evolved into one of the largest and most productive agricultural enterprises in California. James Irvine I embodied the finest quality of California's early generation. He was industrious, a visionary, humble in his generosity, and what one contemporary eulogist described as having remarkable mental equipoise. This word. His legacy remains deeply etched in the physical and cultural landscape of Southern California and endures through the principles of responsible, multi-generation land stewardship he set in motion. Please join me in the presentation of the Hall of Fame recognition. The James Irvine I was James Irvine's, who's with me, great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather.
If you'd like to say a few words.
First, I want to thank Chairman Chaffee and Vice Chairman Foley and the other supervisors for nominating James I. Secondly, I want to mention that we have here generations 4, 5, and 6 of the Irvine family. I'm James Myford Irvine, and James Irvine I was my great-grandfather. It's an honor to stand here today on behalf of the Irvine family as we celebrate his induction into the Orange County Hall of Fame. Since he died in 1886, none of us knew him personally. But we see his legacy around us in the hills, the roads, parks, and communities of Orange County, and in the city of Irvine itself. His belief in this land changed the opportunities for generations. And just to clear things up, he didn't ride a horse around the property in one day to claim it. That would have taken weeks. Nor did he win it in a card game, no matter what anyone says. James Irvine's journey is one of courage and quiet determination. A true rags to riches story. He left Ireland at the age of 19 during the potato famine, crossed the Atlantic Ocean, built a mercantile business in San Francisco during the gold rush, and invested with a vision few others had. Though he became extraordinarily successful in San Francisco and Orange County, he remained humble and never sought attention, which means today, somewhere, he probably is shaking his head that we're all talking about him. But he earned that honor. He made decisions not just for himself, but for those who would come after him, including all those who now live, learn, and thrive on the land he entrusted to the future. His life reminds us that purpose, integrity, and foresight can shape an entire region. On behalf of the Irvine family, thank you. Thank you for recognizing the man and the legacy he believed in. We are truly honored, and we hope somewhere he would approve.
Again, a large group, if you would sort of mosey into the center. And then we'd hand over the plaque as well.
Okay. James, I'd like to stand next.
Now, at this time, I'd like to recognize the next inductee into the 2025 Hall of Fame class, Ambassador Gaddi Vasquez. I'd like to invite Gaddi and his family members and friends to come forward for the presentation, the Hall of Fame plaque, and of course, photos. Ambassador Gaddi Vasquez is a descendant of a migrant farm worker family who instilled in him the lessons of perseverance and service to others. He's the first in his family to earn a college degree, recipient of 6 honorary doctorate degrees. He has served as the 8th U.S. ambassador to the United Nations organizations in Rome, Italy, and served as the 15th director of the United States Peace Corps, where he led the agency programs in 77 countries and established the first Peace Corps program in Mexico. He's the first and is the only Hispanic American to lead the Peace Corps since its inception in 1961. He served as an appointee and Senate-confirmed nominee of 2 U.S. presidents and appointee of 3 California governors. His career has included corporate executive leadership as Senior Vice President of Government Affairs for Edison International and Southern California Edison, one of the nation's largest investor-owned utilities. In 1988, he was elected to the Orange County Board of Supervisors, the first person of color to serve on the board in the history of Orange County. He was twice elected and served as chair of the board on 2 separate occasions. Pastor Vasquez currently serves on the National Advisory Board of the Salvation Army, the Board of Directors of the Children's Hospital of Orange County, the Board of Directors of the Segerstrom Center for the Performing Arts, the Board of Directors of the California Public Policy Institute, the Board of Trustees at Chapman University, the Board of Governors of the California State University Foundation, the Board of Trustees of the University of California Foundation, the Board of Governors of the Orange County Community Foundation, and the Board of Trustees of St. Joseph Hospital. He is the recipient of the Ellis Island Medal of Honor, the William Booth Award, and other awards by the Salvation Army, the Pat Brown Institute Global Leadership Award, the American Association of Community Colleges Alumni Award, the Jewish National Fund Tree of Life Award, the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation Globe and Anchor Award, the Coral Foundation Crystal Eagle Award, the U.S. Hispanic Leadership Institute Memorial Award, U.S. Hispanic Leadership Institute Hispanic Hero Award, the Arthur Ashe Humanitarian Award, and the Constitutional Rights Foundation Bill of Rights Award, and the Hispanic Business Magazine was named Ambassador Vasquez one of the 100 most influential Hispanics in the United States on multiple occasions. His leadership in combating world hunger was recognized by the Director of the United Nations World Food Program by naming Ambassador Vasquez as a champion against world hunger. Ambassador Vasquez has been a leader in promoting higher education through various programs, including the Orange County Hispanic Education Endowment Fund, provided hundreds of scholarships to students across Orange County. Graduate at the University of Redlands and Santa Ana Community College. I might add that I have a little bit in common with the ambassador. We both graduated from Redlands. Ambassador was the Peace Corps director. I was a Peace Corps volunteer. And he served on this board, which I am now doing. So please join me in the presentation of the Hall of Fame recognition.
Chairman Chafee, thank you so very much. And to the member of the Board of Supervisors, I thank you for this honor. And I say supreme honor because it reminds me of how blessed I have been and we have been as a family to have been raised in Orange County. As I listen to the other inductees, and I congratulate all of you and the preceding classes of inductees who comprise this Hall of Fame, I must say that the interesting dimension of today's presentation is that I have had a contact, direct or indirect, with each and every one of the inductees today in one form or another. It's a reminder that even though we are a county of over 3 million people, we live in a very quaint community known as Orange County. When Dr. Sammy Lee was recognized, Dr. Lee was actually my mother's doctor. When I thought of Ed Laird first and I first met when we were working on scouting programs here in the Orange County Council. Carl St. Clair and I collaborated on concerts in the park. And of course, Irvine Park is my favorite park in all of Orange County because it's where we jog, it's where we work out. And Ed Caruthers and I shared the bond of both being members of the Santa Ana College Hall of Fame. But I suppose the one that stands out for me is when I called my son, who could not be here today but lives in New York City, and sent him the list of the lineup. He was particularly interested in the Robert August recognition because he pointed out to me that he has surfed many a wave on one of those surfboards and was very impressed with that aspect of this induction here today. But I just want to say that I'm grateful, first of all, to my wife, Elaine, who is a native of Orange County. We have known each other since we were 10 years old, thereabouts, and she has been on the journey. And the friends that you see with us up here today represent various chapters of our life, various dimensions of our journey, some dating all the way back to high school. And that is the length of time that we have been acquainted. And so I want to thank all of you for being here today and joining us in this very, very special moment in our lives. I will say that Orange County has provided the grounding, the learning opportunity. I began my entrepreneurial skills as a corporate shoeshine boy at the Voight Rubber Company, which used to be AMF Voight, some of you who may remember, on Harbor Boulevard, international manufacturer of athletic equipment, and I was the shoeshine boy that shined Willard Voight's shoes every Friday afternoon as the corporate shoeshine boy. But it was that provided grounding and those things that followed. As a police officer in the city of Orange, which is represented here by retired Chief Dan Adams, who is with us, as a police officer, and thinking that that would be my life's journey. But God had other plans and God had other intentions, because time would eventually take us to serve at the state level, at the federal level, and to go on to the international level as a U.S. ambassador to the United Nations agencies, where I was leading the effort to combat world hunger, poverty, and disease in the world. That was preceded by 4.5 years as director of the Peace Corps, promoting peace, friendship, and understanding between the American people and 78 countries around the world. I consider myself blessed and fortunate. Those duties have required me to move to Sacramento, for us to move to Washington, D.C., and eventually have to move, I'd strike the have, but move to Rome, Italy, to serve as a U.S. ambassador. But in the end, we've always come back to Orange County. We love this place. It has provided the foundation, the learning, the grounding, from Santa Ana College to Chapman University to the University of Redlands. We have been blessed to call this place home. And so I thank the Board of Supervisors for this incredible recognition. I salute my fellow inductees here today, and may we continue to do good things for our county, always doing the most good for all. Thank you so very much.
Chairman. Good to see you.
Boy, one of the Orange boys.
Oh, you bet.
Thanks, sir. Great job, sir.
Nice to see you. We're almost done.
This has been a fantastic ceremony. We've heard lots of stories that serve as inspiration to all of us. So thank you all for being here today. At my time, my colleague, Vice Chair Katrina Foley, would like to say a few words. Katrina.
Thank you. Okay, well, it's been a long morning filled with a lot of history here in Orange County. I'm Katrina Foley. I'm your county supervisor representing the fabulous 5th District. And it is my privilege to be here to learn about the history of people in this county who have contributed to our economic vitality, our health, our safety, our well-being, and who every single day, I think the common thread amongst all of these awardees is that they have given back They got much from Orange County, and their lives were enriched by the opportunities here, and they didn't just take it and leave, they gave it back. And so thank you to all of the awardees and the families. Your family members, the legacy continues with all of these families. It's quite amazing. And so for the 5th District, congratulations to my friend Carl St. Clair. Amazing work. Every time I go to the symphony, I think, oh gosh, it's a great brain massage. And so always trying to encourage that to be something that becomes normal part of life for so many children. Congratulations to the Samuelis and the amazing contributions. Just today, they announced that they are contributing with reading with our Orange County Public Libraries. And again, giving, 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 never just taking. And of course, we would not be the fabulous 5th District without the Irvine family. So thank you to the Irvine family, to James Irvine for the vision and for the contribution to our beautiful open space and everything that we love, the safest city in America. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you to my colleagues. And we look forward to next year's inductee. I know that Wing Lam was here earlier. He was the 2025 Hall of Famer. And I see Nick finally made it. Thank you for being here through this whole day. And I just want to thank the staff who helped to put this together. You did a great job continuing the privilege to be able to serve here. Thank you. I think up next is we'll have Supervisor Nguyen, who will give a few remarks.
Before I give a few remarks, I just want to ask all the honorees to stay because we're going to do the unveiling of the plaque on the wall outside here. And so we would also ask you to come on, and then we can do a full class inductees picture with the Hall of Fame. Again, I'm Supervisor Janet Nguyen. It's a great honor to be here and to be a part of this. I love that we have a ceremony to honor Orange County's most distinguished citizens. Too often people think of government of not having what we want. And so we're so appreciative that this event itself is such a positive event that everybody can continue to celebrate. I'm hoping that we can change what we have done and making sure that in the future, you know that Orange County is a great place where ideas happen, legends happen, and just endless contribution of one another. And so, I just want to congratulate Robert August from my district and also Ed Laird, whom I've known the August family. I've known Ed Laird and his family, 2 individuals who have not only made legacies here in Orange County, in Huntington Beach, but also worldwide. And so we appreciate you. And then in closing, I just want to, again, thank all the honorees. These are great Americans, Orange Countyans, who have not just paved the way for Orange County, but have put Orange County on the map nationally and worldwide. To the ambassador, thank you. Your mentorship and teaching the rest of us who have moved on and up into community service and public service, we continue to look up to you. I would never fit the shoe size you wear, but we are so honored to learn so much from you and all that you've done so much for our country. And so thank you for attending our celebration. And I'm so excited that, I've been able to now, this is our 3rd, but I have been able to celebrate with my colleagues. Now, this is the 2nd time I've been able to join them. So again, thank you. Congratulations.
Is it still morning? I think it's good afternoon now at this point. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vicente Sarmiento, Orange County Supervisor for the 2nd District. This is kind of the 7th inning stretch. Let's give a big round of applause to all the inductees and their families that came. So this cohort class is the first one I've joined. This is the 3rd annual, I believe. Hall of Fame for Orange County. Wasn't able to make it to the previous ones, but I think I made it to this one because it was so significant for all of you who have loved this county. You know, for me, I wasn't born here. I'm an immigrant, and our family arrived in 1965 to a county that was much, much different than the one that we live in now. My sister Daisy is in the audience, and we remember coming here from La Paz, Bolivia, which is another world away, right? And so coming here and seeing it evolve and hearing the stories and talking to people about what it was like and hearing, you know, Dr. Sammy Lee Jr. talk about what his experience and his family's experience was in Garden Grove is a generation back. It's not that far back. And listening to Ed Caruthers, one of the things I think Ed was very modest about was, you know, Ed, you know, he reached the height of his athletic career in 1968 at the Olympics there when he cleared, you know, his personal best to secure the silver medal. But he also played a meaningful role because he stood in silent protest that drew global attention to the struggles and injustices faced by African Americans during the Civil Rights Movement. That was born here in Orange County as well. We have somebody who fought for those rights and made sure that those issues were dealt with in a meaningful way. You know, as the connections that we all have with many of you, you know, with Ambassador Vasquez, he was the first Latino to serve on this county board of supervisors. And as the third Latino to serve on this board, I want to thank him for his groundbreaking leadership and path and vision to make sure others followed. And we hope that this is going to continue with others who follow us generations behind. But for those inductees, you are part of a cohort that will now have a legacy that lives in perpetuity here in Orange County. And that's meaningful because this is, as was mentioned, maybe a quaint, small county still, but we really aren't. We're the third largest county in the state, the sixth largest county in the country with over 3.1 million residents, with issues that vary. We have some of the brightest, most innovative folks in the world, in my opinion. But we also have challenges. And I just want to thank those of you who've chosen public service and charitable efforts to make sure that our county, every single one of us, especially those that may struggle more, for your help. And I know that the Samueli Foundation, the Irvine Company, all of you have leaned into that. And I want to thank you on behalf of all our residents that may not be as blessed as all of us in this room, because that's the Orange County story as well, to know that we never leave our neighbors behind, that we always fight for them, we always help them. And so with that, I just want to say thank you for all your service. We appreciate you. We hope that you will continue in doing the good work that you do and inspiring other Orange County residents to live up to your standards. And thank you. And let's have a blessed holiday, everybody. Thank you so much.
All right, last but I hope not least, we'll see how this goes. My name's Don Wagner. I'm privileged to serve as supervisor for the 3rd District. And I want to, first of all, give a shout out. We had a number of introductions earlier, but also with us is an absolutely outstanding public servant, former supervisor in this county, former member of the state legislature, mayor of Huntington Beach City Councilman. So Jim Silva is in the room. Jim, dear friend of mine, welcome and thank you for being here and all of your years of service to people of Orange County. So the Orange County Hall of Fame. I take some pride in the fact that this was an idea that came out of my office. It wasn't mine, but it did come up out of my office. And it was very gratifying to see the entire Board of Supervisors immediately embrace it. It was gratifying to see administration embrace it and say, yeah, that is something we ought to do here. And then even better has been the response we've gotten out from the community, because it is a long overdue recognition of what a remarkable place this is. It is imperfect, as is any place populated by human beings. But there is a striving that's being made here, that has been made here for many years, and that will, I hope, God willing, continue to be made for many more years to benefit everyone, to have that small community of 3.1 million people, to have a community that folks are willing to give back to after they've made it, that folks are willing to work hard to make it in the first place, and that all of us are willing to recognize and salute, because as you do better, so does the rest of the community. And as you saw from the recipients today, yes, we call this the Orange County Hall of Fame. Yes, every single one of these recipients has a connection to Orange County, but they're playing on the world stage. Every single one of them is giving back to the community writ large, certainly to this state, certainly to this nation, to the world at large. That's what we have. That's the golden opportunity we have here in Orange County, to be a small part of it. Thank you for letting me participate in it in a small way. More importantly, to today's honorees, thank you for what you've done for the people that I'm privileged to serve. We are forever in your debt. Thank you to everybody. Now let's go on out and do that unveiling.